Yo guys, welcome to OP Investments. This is a channel for pretty much everyone that is a fan of One Piece and the One Piece TCG who wants to understand their cards and collections on a deeper level. Not just in terms of what's coming out soon or what's expensive today, but why certain cards matter and how their value might change over time. I want to be real clear about who this channel is for. It's for manga readers like me. We're currently on chapter 1186 and things are starting to get cracking. This channel is also for anime and TV show fans. If you're up to date or you've only watched One Piece up until Thriller Bark and you're slowly working your way through the anime, it's fine. It's a long show. We're on episode 1168 right now. Or maybe you just came through the live action, that's cool too. Or even if you watch other anime and you just like seeing their art in One Piece TCG, you're welcome as well. For example, the artist of Sakamoto Days has a card, a Shanks card, that is in the TCG. You're also welcome here if you don't watch the show at all and you're just here for the trading card game because you enjoy playing the game or you like ripping packs and collecting. One Piece is a massive TV series. It can be real daunting trying to catch up on everything. There's nothing wrong with connecting to One Piece mainly through the card game or mainly through collecting and appreciating the artwork, or because you're curious about long-term value of what you own and you're in it as a asset. It's no different to someone collecting art prints or even gold bars. Central banks don't complain when you buy a gold bar and put it away. Either way, the aim of the channel is to guide you through the One Piece world, and hopefully you will join us on this journey. So with that in mind, I want to just lay out how I actually think about value in the One Piece TCG, because that's going to be the backbone of everything we do on this channel. When I say value, I don't just mean price on a given day. I mean, why does this card matter to people? Why might it hold up or change over time? What's actually driving demand behind the scenes? So for me, there are a few key factors that all sit together. Unlike Pokemon, One Piece is a linear story with recurring characters. Everyone might like Pikachu. It's Pikachu! But it's completely different in One Piece. So it's important to know the characters and how much people care about them emotionally, how they're connected to them, where they are in the story, where they may be in the future, as this influences prices drastically. The other point that I would like to make is how rare a card actually is and how much supply there is. I can't give exact figures, but a good example is Umbreon VMAX or the Moonbreon. It has tens of thousands of cards, whilst in One Piece, the manga rares and the SPs only have a few thousand. We've got Red Manga Luffy here. Some of the pop scores on Red Manga Luffy at the start of the year was something around maybe 250 at most. So this obviously drastically changes the opportunity and future value. Another factor that I want to look at is whether a card is playable. This would mean demand from the TCG players increases, or if a ban comes into play, the value of the card may go down. We have had this already with, for example, Mr. 3 Galdino, and it's quite interesting to see that they've already spoke about banning this card, and it was already valued quite high. Yet now it's starting to go down in price. The artwork and the artist is also going to play a massive factor in the future of collecting One Piece cards. And the reason for that is all the different cards have different artists, all the different alt arts, and all the different normal cards themselves also have different artists. And some of them are very popular mangaka or manga creators. A good example for that would be something like the Five Elders or the Gorosei. The alt art cards and the demon cards are drawn by Gege, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen. And obviously there's a lot of fans of Jujutsu Kaisen. To find the artist on any card, usually the name is printed on the top right corner. In the past, with OP05 and before OP05, there used to be a pencil mark above the name, and on the reprints this mark would be off. However, currently, no cards have this mark. Manga rares and events are obviously original works by Oda, the creator of One Piece, so the name is not written. Some people just collect specifically on the mangaka's work though, and that's what really is important in the future. Finally, I want to touch on influencers for a second, because they obviously have a massive impact on what people look at and what gets attention. About a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, I actually met Chunks at Bandai, and I want to shout out his channel, Chunks Rips. The One Piece TCG community welcomed him. He was friendly, he was genuinely into the cards, he was open about where he stopped in the story. He's watched up to about Thriller Bark, and obviously he has family members that are also fans. So he's not just someone that's just discovered One Piece yesterday. He's been a fan since childhood, and he's just now getting involved into the card game. Unlike this guy.
Luffy D Monkey, shout out Luffy.
Me don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, for me, I think being into One Piece matters if you're an influencer. There's nothing wrong with coming into One Piece through more of the card game or enjoying ripping and collecting, etc. But if you're honest about where you're at and what you're doing, fantastic. And if you respect the community, fantastic. That's what we like to see. Logan Paul didn't do that. He got called out by everyone, including Speed. So on this channel, when we talk about hype or influencers or market moves, I'm always keep it real with you guys, call out reckless behavior where it happens, but also recognize genuine fans who love the game and the series. On this channel, there's going to probably be two main types of videos. First would be, news and set focus videos. We're going to talk about One Piece news because that affects the card game as well. We're going to talk about when Bandai announces new sets, reprints, products, when we see big changes in supply. I'm going to go through what that means for collectors, players, alongside with obviously the changes with grading companies and things as such as well. This isn't just here's a checklist. It's more of which characters are being pushed, what kind of artwork we might be getting, how rare certain cards might be, and what that could mean over the medium to long term. The second kind of videos I'm going to be making on this channel will be character focused videos. The reality is that the value and importance of One Piece cards mostly comes from the characters, how loved they are, where they are in the story, what moments they have coming up in the anime or the live action, and then on top of that, how good the art is or how hard those cards are to pull. So we'll be picking a character like, for example, Ace or Rayleigh or Zoro or whoever, and we'll look at their key cards, the different artworks, which ones the community already chases, which ones might be overhyped, and which ones might be quietly slept on, and analyze future potential value. I also want to spend some time on cards that I think have been slept on, but not really in a clickbaity way. Just sometimes you get a card that looks incredible, is drawn by a really popular artist, or captures a huge story moment, and yet the market hasn't really woken up to it. And those are great cards because in future they're going to marinate and they're going to increase in value. Just to give you a quick example of how I'm thinking, let's take Ace. He's a character who dies in the story. He's still one of the most popular characters in all of One Piece though. He's part of the trio with Luffy and Sabo. He has that deep emotional connection that doesn't go away with the fan base. So his cards, especially ones with strong artwork and strong rarities, have this built-in demand from fans who just love him. Now, compare that to Rayleigh. He's still alive. He's extremely important. He's a former Roger pirate. Anyone who's deep into the manga knows he has some heavy moments. But a lot of the biggest scenes haven't fully hit the anime audience yet. And until those moments are animated, which is most likely next year, 2027, the more casual viewers might not really, see into him that much. And a lot of his cards feel very slept on. Those are the kind of dynamics I want to explore here. Not just, oh, this card's expensive because it's got 3rd anniversary written on it. No. I want to understand why the community treats certain cards the way it does and what might change that in future. I'd also love to hear from you guys because, I'm part of your experience, you're part of my experience, and knowing about your experiences helps inform my own experience. So let me know what's been the best pull you've had so far and from which set, and what characters should I cover first? Should I cover a slept on character or a character that's currently popular? Drop your answers down in the comments because that will help me decide what sets, what characters, what topics to cover first. So if you're a One Piece fan in any form and you want to understand your cards, your collections beyond this is shiny and expensive, this is a channel for you. I'll be posting videos on news, new sets, deeper character breakdowns, including cards that are overhyped, cards that are slept on, cards that are just beautiful pieces of art that deserve more attention. If that sounds interesting to you, feel free to subscribe, drop me a like, let me know in the comments what your best pull is and which character you would like me to dive into first. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.